Alright, welcome back everyone to yet another video in my Unreal Engine third-person shooter tutorial series. Multiplayer, of course, as always, and bam, we are doing inventory stuff. But we are gonna pause that, I think. We have this cool looking inventory that we can open, we can pick up some items, and we've gotten somewhere with it. Starting to look like an inventory system, but I want to pause it for a little while, as to not bore you too much with all of this stuff. But it's looking all right now, at least, and the basic functionality is working. But there's a lot of things with inventory systems. I probably should have made like a separate video series with it, but it is what it is, and it's quite nice, so we can probably reuse it in other projects later on as well. But I want to get into the fun stuff with the shooting. So what we're gonna do now is equip functions, because if I now pick up this gun and I have it on the secondary slot, we can see we have the gun there, we have the rifle there, but I can't really equip them to the hand. So that's what we want to do now. We want to get them to our hand of the character. So before we do that, please like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, and as always, let me know in the comments if there's questions and stuff like that. And yeah, let's just get into it. Before that, also, one thing I did before, I have my master player character, right click and create a child blueprint class, just in case at this point. I renamed it Master AI in case we want to use the same class. We don't want to continue with creating a bunch of logic in our player character. Actually, it's gonna be the same anyway, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, I just made it. We'll see if we'll do that later or not. We will make AI, but I might make a completely separate actor for it. We will see. I usually make a separate actor just because it's easier in my head, but master, if we use the same character, that's fine as well. Then we can reuse the damage functions and stuff like that. Anyway, let's get into it. So when we equip the pistol, we want to be able to actually equip it. So in our character, we need a function for that. So first we need an input for it. And what do you say we do? We just do 1 and 2. That's good for now, right? I feel like that's the quick slots. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the quick slots, right? Yeah. So the weapon is gonna be Q for now. So we're just gonna cycle weapons with Q. That's easier, right? Yeah, let's do that. Or do we want to go straight to the... No, let's do cycle weapon. Let's make a function. The gun. I'm thinking here, because the gun is picked up from the back from the chest. So yeah. We're gonna make a replicated, go into the replicated functions. We're gonna call it custom event. We're gonna call it event equip weapon. Event equip weapon. Let's do that. Perfect. it's gonna have an input of item details, which is gonna be the weapon to equip. Right. And we are gonna break the details, and we are gonna server play montage. First we're gonna do a equip montage. We should probably have that in the equipment details, do we? Nope. So in the equipment details, so let's see if this is still a bug in UE5. This is what I meant. Changing these variables sometimes break stuff after you've started using them. Break stuff in the widget. So let's see. Equip montage, if there is one. Any montage? No. NMC. No. Any montage. Yeah. That's fine. So, and we also need to recompile our master item. So, let's see. Oh, still working. Okay. Yeah, doesn't seem to have broken anything. Cool. Yeah, if you're in UE4, you might break stuff. Then you would have to go into the inventory, and you would have to reset all the slots basically, or re-add the details. Because it usually just breaks stuff in the widgets, not in the actual items. Anyway, where was I? So we got this equip montage. We are gonna play it if we equip a weapon. We are also going to, after a slight delay, because there's a slight delay during the equip montage. You could also use a notifier, but fuck it, let's do delay. We are gonna switch. So if it's a main weapon and if it's a secondary weapon. If it's a main weapon, we are gonna get the main weapon mesh and we're gonna set static mesh. And if it's the secondary weapon, we're gonna get the secondary weapon and we're gonna set static mesh. So, like that. Main, secondary. Good. And we're gonna break the cosmetic details, and the mesh is the item mesh. Do we have equips? Great. We are also gonna move component 2. No. No, not move component 2. We are gonna attach component to component. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna touch the main weapon and the secondary weapon. The parent is gonna be the mesh of the character. And the since we are equipping in this case, so yeah, and we're gonna snap to target. This will be we're gonna snap to target. Lots of lines going on here. So that should work. But what we also need to do is, if we equip the secondary weapon, we need to unequip. You know what? We're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna add a variable called current weapon. This is gonna be of the type S item details. It's gonna be a rep notify, and we're gonna do a new function called server set current weapon, and from there we're gonna set the current weapon. This one also needs to be run on server, because rep notifiers only replicate and fire if we change them on the server. So set current weapon, we don't need to do this here because that's just unclean. So copy this, and we're gonna set it in here instead. And since we set the current weapon, we can now get it from here instead. Yeah, it's just, this is just how it's gonna be. It's gonna be lines going everywhere. That's fine. We can reduce it by doing this, maybe a little bit less at least. Yeah, depends on what we want to do. Since it's a function, we could maybe, if we want to clean stuff up, yeah, okay, it's good, it's cool. Let's keep it like that for now. And here we can do server set current weapon. And all right. So we set it, we snap the target, socket name. Let's just see if it works for now. It's not gonna work because we don't have any input for it. event equip weapon. There we go. We also need to drag this one in. Weapon to equip goes into the server. Equip weapon becomes the current weapon. So I'm just gonna grab get secondary weapon details and just see what happens. So nothing's gonna happen first because we don't have anything. So I'm just gonna pick up this one. We set it so it's secondary. We pick it up and you can see that something happened. It ended up by the legs, as you can see. And the reason it ends up by the legs is because there is no equipped socket. The socket name doesn't exist. So that's the default position when it tries to equip something to a socket that doesn't exist. So that means we need to go into our gun. And we have unequipped gun and equipped gun. We then need to go to our skeleton. There we go. And do we have... Do I do hand right or left? I feel like I do hand right. Hand right, add socket. We're gonna call this equip underscore gun. Because we have the unequipped, right? So we already have the unequipped rifle and the unequipped gun. Now we also have the equipped gun, yeah. And we want to add preview assets. Add the gun. We want to rotate it so it looks good. Something like that, right? There we go. Make sure the socket name is exactly the same. Equip underscore gun. That should work. There we go. As you can see, we now have the gun in our hand. So that's cool. So that is working. Now we need some animations. So I have this pistol starter. Animation, in place animations. It's still broken. I tried to do this before, but I broke the animations and it's still broken and no. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't actually break the animations. It's Unreal Engine 5 that doesn't work properly. So it's really annoying. So basically I just need to re-import it. So what happens is you can't really do as you do in Unreal Engine 4 because there's a bug in Unreal Engine 5, which is basically I have this crouch animation. If I save this now, no, it broke before. Okay, yeah, that's because, yeah, exactly. So if I want to change yeah, if I change the skeleton here and stuff like that, it just breaks the animations. It shouldn't do that, but you can see like there's nothing wrong with this skeleton, but the animation's just not working because I retargeted it, and you can't really just assign skeletons always now. So, because I find if I do, so we need to duplicate, but I didn't do that. So I'm just gonna pause the video and re-import everything. 1 second. And finally, after a lot of minutes fixing up stuff, I had to delete all the animations, re-import them. It still didn't work, had to delete them again, close down project, clear some cached files. So just do this correctly from the start. I imported animations, pistol starter pack is the one that I'm using. The in place, just selected all of them and duplicate animascents and retarget. That seems to work fine. I have the retargeted animations here instead. So there's another thing we want to add to the item details. Or equipment details maybe. Should I do... Okay, let's do like this. Equipment details. Show and fold the view. We need one more blueprint structure called S weapon details. This is only gonna be used if it's actually a weapon. So it's gonna hold stuff like damage and things like that. So the first one is gonna be a float. It's gonna be damage. Second one is gonna be current ammo. Current ammo, max ammo. So those are for the, and those can be integers because there can't be 4.5 bullets. So these are for the mag size. There's gonna be equip blend animation, which is gonna be anim sequence, and there's gonna be a new variable that's gonna be aim blend space, which is gonna be a blend space. That's it for now. That's it for now, I think. Okay, that's fine for now. So in the item details, we need to do weapon details. And this is obviously only going to be set if it's weapon. Should I put it in the equipment details? Let's just do like this, that's fine. So, and once again we need to go to the master item and save everything. We also need to compile the player, I believe. So recompile everything, and we are gonna go into our item gun, and in the weapon details we don't need to set this for now, but what we do need is we want in our player third person we have these retargeted. So basically we want to blend this animation when we have the gun equipped with the running animation that we're already using. So item gun, there we go, it's gonna be there, and we don't need to set the aim blade in space yet. So when we equip in this server set current weapon, we are gonna, we already have a reference to the animation blueprint, so we're gonna get the animation blueprint, and in our animation blueprint that we have the default, we have the crouching, we want to do a blend bone, layer blend per bone. The base pose is going to be this pose. The blend pose is going to be a I'm just going to drag in this idle one for now. So drag in an animation sequence, and instead of having a specific animation sequence that we have right now, not sure where you can see the default anymore. They hid it in Unreal Engine 5. Anyway, now here it is. The sequence, instead of having a specific sequence, we're gonna right click, we're gonna click on the bind and expose it as pin instead. And we're gonna right click and promote to variable. And this is gonna be weapon blend animation. So, and the bone is gonna be where we blend it is gonna be the spine. So if we go into, so we want to blend it here. So everything above this bone will be this animation that we're blending with, and everything below will be the normal running animation. So, and it's called, what was it called? Spine 01, right? Spine underscore 01. So, add an array element. Spine underscore 01. There we go. And just to show, to see. So, blend weight. Also promote this one. Call it weapon blend alpha. Compile. And by default it should be, by default it should be 0. So, no, okay. Weapon blend alpha, I said 0, apply. So by default it's gonna be 0. I just need to enter that, 1 second. So yeah, sorry about that. Now it's working. So basically the blend alpha is how much this blends, and it's 0 by default. So what we need to do when we equip the gun is let's do it from second. We have this reference. We need to set blend alpha to 1, and we need to set weapon blend animation to the weapon blend animation of the weapon. In this case, from the weapon details, blend animation. Let's just see if that works. Now it's probably gonna look a little bit funny. It might be better to just get an actual animation and just swap out the entire blend space, but we are working on a budget here. Yeah, it is a little bit shaky. Let's see if maybe it's better. Spine 02 maybe. It's better actually, but it is still a little bit shaky. Let's even go one step further. Is this all right? It's not like it's very static since it's a static animation. Okay, let me just try to, let's see if we can, maybe we can get it to work with a, maybe we can get it to work with like this animation and just do a blend space. Just modifying the animation slightly here. How does that look? Looks like crap. I'm not really an animator. As you can tell. Yeah, this is not gonna look good. I mean, it's not that bad. Let me pause and check if I can find something. Actually, so that's one way to do it. I'm just gonna show you a way to do it with blend space, with an entire blend space as well, because that's gonna look better if you actually have animations. So and I'll probably get some kind of pistol animations at some point. So when we have it like this, it looks a little bit weird, so we're just gonna fix up that animation a little bit. So we go to the head, tilt it up slightly, we keyframe it, and yeah, I do this a lot in Unreal Engine 4, but I'm not really sure if keyframing works here the same way, because it didn't work last time I did it. So he's gonna need to turn his head a little bit to the right. Well, it does save, so but it doesn't look like it's working now. Just to this, just to make an example. Just to see if it's working. And it's obviously not working. I'm just gonna see if I need to restart. Yeah, so it's not working. Love this. Anyway, we're gonna pause the video here, I think, because it's already 33 minutes, and in the next video I will go over how to do the same thing with a blend space, which is actually gonna look nicer. If you are doing Unreal Engine 4, what I would do, because this doesn't look terrible, but the head is tilted a little bit wrong, so we want to change the animation a little bit. And in Unreal Engine 4 you could just open this one and keyframe it. Just grab the head, move it a little bit, and then make a keyframe and then save it. But you can't really do that in Unreal Engine 5. Let me just try one more thing. What's this compress animation? Key. Is that a thing you can actually do? Do you need to do that? I just want to see. This is not something I should do in the video. I should do this between videos to learn. But anyway, I just want to see it. No, didn't work either. Ah, fuck it. I'll do it with a blend space in the next video with the rifle animations, because they look better, and I actually have animations for that. So peace out for this one. See you in the next one. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, and let me know if there's any questions. Okay, thanks. Bye.